Hello students, this is Tasneem Sheikh, the teacher of St. Paul's High School, and today I am going to start with the third chapter of 9th standard English. It's a poem, Have You Ever Seen? I'm going to start reading the whole poem first and then we'll go stanza wise the explanation. Okay, let us start with the poem. Have you ever seen a sheet on a river bed or a single hair from a hammer's head? Has the foot of a mountain any toes? And is there a pair of garden hose? Does the needle ever wink its eyes? Why doesn't the wing of a building fly? Can you tickle the ribs of a parasol or open the trunk of a tree at all? Are the teeth of a rake ever going to bite? Have the hands of a clock any left or right? Can the garden plot be deep or dark? And what is the sound of the bird's bark? So children, have you ever seen poem is actually a brain teaser? Here the poet is trying to use the words with more than one meaning. And this poet is actually trying to ask you questions, but he doesn't wanted you to answer it. But imagine if whatever he is asking and if it happens, how it will be. Let's start with the first stanza of the poem. Have you ever seen a sheet on a river bed? Now children, here river bed. What do you mean by river bed? Here from where the river flows, the surface of the river. And that surface of the river bed has been compared to our bed which is there in our house on which you sleep. So the poet is trying to say that have you ever seen that sheet of our bed on the river bed? Next line. Or a single hair from a hammer's head. Now children, your poet has compared the hammer's head with which we hit the nails. Just imagine the poet is comparing the hammer's head with the human being's head, where human beings are having hair on the head. But do you think that the hammer will have a hair on its head? Okay. Has the foot of a mountain any toes? Again, the mountain foot is been compared by the human being's toe. As we have a foot with a toe, the mountain, do you think that the mountain is also having a toe? The below part, the last part of it. Do you think that the mountain will have a toe? It has just been compared it with the human being by the poet. And the next that is, and is there a pair of a garden hose? Now here garden hose means children, here it's a flexible tube where the gardeners actually water in the garden to the plants and the flowers. And the other hose meaning actually it is also where we wear the tights and also a stockings, the pair of stockings that we wear. So it has been compared. So do you think that as we are having the stockings having a pair and the tights having a pair, so do you think that the garden hose will also have a pair? Is it possible, children? No. So poet is trying to tell you to just imagine those things. Now let's move to the second stanza. Does the needle ever wink its eyes? Now, who winks, children? It's human being who winks. It's a quality of a human being, not the needle. Okay. So here the poet is comparing the needle's eye as the human being's eye and asking that is it possible that the needle eye can wink like a human being? Why doesn't the wing of a building fly? As we have the buildings having wings, A wing, B wing, C wing. But here the word wing is being taken as the birds having wings, right? And as the bird flies, same way the poet is asking, when the building is having wing, why doesn't it fly? Can you tickle the ribs of a parasol? Can you tickle? Tickle means to touch someone's body in such a way that you make the person laugh. And the ribs of a parasol. Ribs, you know, children, that the person having one of the curved bone around the chest. And of a parasol. Parasol means here it is umbrella. Do you think that the umbrella is having a rib, kind of like a human being? And if you touch the parasol's rib, is it possible that the umbrella is going to laugh like it, like the human being? Is it possible? Or open the trunk of a tree at all. Now here the trunk, it has been compared with the trunk, the cupboard, or that kind of a thing that we can store in the things like the clothes or any kind of material, that kind of box like. So it has been compared with the tree trunk. Okay, so asking that, can you open the trunk of a tree at all? We can open the cupboard, we can open the box or the trunk that we have kept in our house. But can you open that kind of a trunk of the tree? Is it possible? No. Let's begin with the last stanza now, children. Are the teeth of a rake ever going to bite? Now here rake means it is actually a tool which is made of wood or different metals, which is actually used to lift the dry leaves from the garden. Okay, and this rake is being compared with the human being's teeth. As human beings' teeth, we chew our food, we bite. Okay, same way the poet is asking, can this rake, same like human being, can chew or bite? Is it possible? Have the hands of a clock any left or right? Now the poet is asking whether the clock has the hands like minutes hand and also having the hours hand. But is it possible to say that this is a left hand or a right hand? It has been compared with the human being hand. Can the garden plot be deep and dark? Children, it is a plot actually having a different meanings here. One, the people who actually try to make the plot a kind of a wicked plan or something like that, evil plans. And here we are talking about the garden plot. Garden plot is a place where the garden is developed or made, and it is a beautiful place, children. Garden is a beautiful place. So is it possible that this kind of such a beautiful place, can it ever be deep or ever it can be a dark place for people? And what is the sound of the bird's bark? Birch here, children, it means a tree. Bird's bark. Have you ever heard the bark? Bark is being compared with the dogs. You can hear the sound of the dogs barking, right? Same way they are asking, is it possible that can you hear the sound of the trees bark? Possible? You just have to imagine, children, and nothing else. It's a beautiful, humorous poem. I hope that all my children understood the poem very well. Children, this poem is all about playing with words. And same thing the poet has done. We have a rhyme scheme of this poem, that is AABB. We have poet has used so many figures of speech in this. As it is, you know that this full poem is of interrogation. Yeah, we have different figure of speech also. That is, suppose we take this line, does the needle ever wink its eye? It becomes personification also, because here the needle is given the human quality of winking its eye. It is also alliteration, that is, or open the trunk of a tree at all. Now T is being repeated here, so it can be alliteration also here. Can the garden plot be deep and dark? Again here it can also be deep and dark. D again is repeated. Again you can say it is also an alliteration. Okay children. That my students are going to copy this assignment in their notebook, and we'll meet very soon in the next session. Thank you so much. Bye.